What's going on, guys? Tyler here, back with another WordPress video, and in today's video we're talking about a slow WordPress website. Sometimes your WordPress website just slows down for no great reason. There's not really anything apparently wrong with the website, but it is just running very slow. And so I'm going to talk about the method that I use to diagnose the problem and really get to the root cause of this issue as fast as possible. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. I really appreciate you stopping by for today's video. Be sure and smash that nice red looking subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you can be notified of upcoming videos just like this one. Also, I do want to mention that I am on SiteGround web hosting. I absolutely love their products. I've been with GoDaddy, I've been with Bluehost, I've been with HostGator, but I've never found a product as good as SiteGround. Their hosting is extremely fast. They have SSD drives, which are solid state drives, that they actually host your website on, as well as they have server-side caching, they have caching plugins, they have speed optimization plugins as well. They have so many different features that actually host your website so much faster than any of the other competitors that I've been with, that I found great success with them. So I highly recommend them. Some of the features that I actually mentioned today might only be available in their hosting. So if you guys are looking to transfer hosts, or maybe you're just starting out building your website for the first time, if you're looking for an amazing, the best, in my opinion, the very best web host, then check out SiteGround. I have a link down below to their pricing, and you can actually check out and see what kind of price you can get for this awesome hosting. Alright guys, let's talk about diagnosing a slow WordPress website. Now, the first step above everything else is to back up your website. Now, I know it's like the most cliche step ever and it takes time to actually do it, but be sure and back up your website no matter how you do it. For me with SiteGround, I have daily backups up to a month back, so I have, all these automatic backups that I can go ahead and just switch back to. It's very, very easy, and it comes with their hosting plans. Again, link in the description. But I will say that you definitely want to back up. I even today just had an issue, a fatal issue, caused WordPress to crash. Everything happened when I just tried to switch versions of a plugin, and my website was completely done for. So I was definitely glad I had that backup. I switched over on SiteGround to a daily backup that I had, and it came back within just seconds. So with that said, once you have your website backed up, let's go ahead and get into the method of how I actually diagnose the slow causing issues in your WordPress website. Now, the first thing we want to rule out is the web host. Is the web host actually causing a big issue in the speed of our website? And sometimes this is the issue and you're able to fix it very easily. Let's go ahead and go over to the website called gtmetrix.com, and that's gtmetrix.com. We'll go over here and put in our URL of our website, and we'll click test your site, and it is going to add our job to the queue of GTmetrix, and basically they're going to go ahead and analyze our site and see what kind of score we can get from our website speed. Now, they're going to give us a letter grade, just like in school where you'd get an A, B, C, D, or F. We're going to go ahead and get a letter grade, as well as show you kind of a breakdown of where the cause could be. Alright, so this is just finishing up here, and obviously you can see this is why I'm making this video. We have some major issues going on here. I'm getting a grade of D, which is very, very poor. My performance is at 57%, which if you guys have watched my previous videos, my website has basically always been about 96 to 98%. I've never been below maybe like 94%. But you can see here's the timeline here. The time to first byte, 1.1 second. Holy cow, that's a long time. First contentful paint is all the way up at 2 seconds, and I'm getting a load time of over, it looks like 2.5 seconds. So here's the first issue that it recommends, that GTmetrix recommends, and I want to show you why this is actually not the cause of the slowness. So you kind of have to take what GTmetrix says with a grain of salt because it's not always right. So right here it says reduce initial server response time. So to me, that's a high impact, right? So to me, that makes me think like, oh, obviously it's my web host that's causing the issues. I need to go ahead and work with SiteGround. I need to go ahead and see what the issue is with them. But that's not the case. And I'm going to show you how we actually diagnose this and how we can take that factor out of the mix right off the bat. So assuming that we've actually backed up our website like I've recommended, what we're going to do is go back over to our WordPress website, go over to plugins. We're going to go ahead and highlight all of our plugins right here, and we're going to deactivate them. You might want to take screenshots right here and know which plugins you actually had activated previously, and maybe any other kind of information that you want to keep about these plugins you can go ahead and do. But right up here at the top left, we can just click that. That'll highlight all of them. We can go ahead and click deactivate and hit apply. All right, now that all of our plugins are deactivated, we need to go back over to GTmetrix and perform another scan. And the reason that we're going to go ahead and perform another scan is because we needed a baseline of where our website is with all of our content, all of our plugins, everything that we want on the website. We needed a baseline, and that baseline for me was a D at a 57% performance. Now we're going to go back over to GTmetrix with no plugins turned on, all the plugins deactivated, and we're going to retest and see where that puts us. All right, so I went ahead and ran a test right here, and you can click right up here. You can just click this little retest button, and this will run another test the exact same way. And you can see the little screenshot up here. It now looks different because all of my plugins are turned off. But look right here at the performance increase. We're at an A grade now. We have 100% performance. That's a perfect performance level, just so we understand that. There's a few small, very minor issues, things that I would never ever take the time and actually go ahead and edit because they're so small in the effect that they're actually going to have on my website. But look at this, everything loading, everything is up by 0.7 seconds. That is a great load time. And this basically, what this is now telling us is this is the amount of performance that we're getting from our web host. Now, obviously, I know that SiteGround is a great web host, so I wasn't really too concerned about this, but this went ahead and allowed me to kind of isolate the web host itself and say, is the web host the problem in my speed of my website? Clearly, if you get a great score, then the web host is not the issue, and you know the issue is somewhere within WordPress. All right, so no surprise here. We know SiteGround is awesome and very speedy at hosting. Let's go ahead and figure out then what is the issue. Let's go back over here to plugins, and we're going to slowly turn on certain plugins. Now, I know which plugin is actually causing the issue, but for the sake of this tutorial, I want to show you the fastest way to get to that conclusion. And what I'm going to do is actually use the rule of half. Now, I don't know if that's a real rule, I just made it up, but what we're going to do is turn on half of the plugins that we had enabled prior. I'm just going to go ahead and turn on half of these, and you can see there's no real like exact amount. I'm just kind of guessing, yeah, that's about half turned off and half turned on. Perfect. We'll go ahead and click activate and apply. And again, you don't have to turn on all of them, only the ones you had activated previously, but I just went ahead and turned on half of them here. Now let's go back over to GTmetrix and click this retest button and run a test to see what the results are with half of these plugins turned on. Now, the information that we're going to gain from this test will be to determine if the website speed comes back slow, then we know the issue is in the top half of that plugin list. If the website comes back fast, we know that the issue is then in the bottom half of the plugin list. Now, I'm not going to make you guys sit through watching me retest my website a few times, but what I will show you is if we figure that the issue is in this first half of plugins, we can basically use that rule of half again and take half of these selected plugins. So let's go ahead and just turn off these bottom ones right there. We'll go ahead and deactivate those, but keep in mind where you left off. So we right here, feeds for YouTube all the way up to a Kismet, and we'll go ahead and deactivate that. And then we'll go ahead and retest again. And basically what we're going to determine again is if the issues persist, if the slow speed persists, then we know it's in the activated plugins, and we've basically dropped it down to about 4 or 5 plugins which we can determine is causing the issue. If it is not if the issue is not recurring, if the speed has returned to a very fast speed, we can actually go back and check the bottom half of our first half list to see if that is the issue. So again, if we show back over here, so if the website is slow, we can go ahead and determine it's one of these ones right here. If the website is fast, again, we can determine that it's something from easy forms for MailChimp down to feeds for YouTube. These ones right in here, it would be somewhere in there, and that would be the issue. Now, once you guys determine which plugin is actually causing the issues, I highly recommend that you, update it if there's an update available. Also try deactivating it. See if you can actually run your website with it deactivated, and activate everything else on your list of plugins that you normally have activated, and see if the website speeds return to a fast speed. That could basically isolate the problem to that one plugin, and you could hopefully potentially find a replacement plugin, or maybe you could reach out to the developer and say there's issues that are causing my website to really slow down, and maybe you can get an update from them. But basically, this is going to be the fastest method to determine how to actually speed up your website when you're running into issues, either from your web host specifically or from your plugins. Like I said, guys, I always recommend SiteGround. It has so many awesome features. The hosting, obviously, you saw is 100% performance. You can't beat 100%. That's just out of this world. They have great hosting, and also those daily backups really do help, especially when it comes to things like this. I don't even have to worry about backing up my website because I know it's backed up 30 times over the past 30 days. So it's super helpful. If this helped you guys today, be sure and drop a like. And if you guys, like I said, are new to the channel, be sure and smash that nice red looking subscribe button and join the family so you can be notified of upcoming videos just like this one. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care.